Good evening, Draftaholics, and welcome to Draftpunks. My name is Sam.
And I'm Adrian, and welcome to our draft guide for Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. This is video number 6. We will be reviewing the whole set card by card. This video looking at red.
Grading scale is in the multicolor video. That was number 1. Go back, check it out, watch all of them up to this point. Adrian, card number 1, kick us off.
Card number 1, we have Aki Warpaint. We've got a single red enchantment aura that enchants an artifact or a creature, and as long as it's a creature, it gets +2/+1. What do we think about this one?
Generally, not a fan. If it turns out that there is a really hyper-aggressive 15-land kind of aggro deck in the format, this could be an important part of that deck. But in general, this is not what we want to be.
I think maybe there's something to be said about modified creatures, but then again, yeah, you'd sort of generally get 2-for-1 with these, and it's not amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
I could go low C's or high D's.
Yeah, I reckon D+. I reckon even that is generous.
D+.
Certainly worth pointing out modified synergies, but I reckon there's better things that you can do, especially in a format with reconfigure.
Absolutely.
Next.
Tell us what we got, Sam.
I'm excited for this one. Experimental Synthesizer. Red. Artifact. When Experimental Synthesizer enters or leaves the battlefield, exile the top card of your library until end of turn you may play that card. 2 and a red. Sacrifice this. Create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance. Activate as a sorcery.
I like this a lot.
Weird card.
Weird card, but kind of cool. Like, weird that this sort of bizarre egg thing turns into a guy.
Yes.
But the fact that it gives you like your impulse on ETB and when you sack it for a dude,
yep,
kind of decent and goes right into red-black.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon this is the cog that's going to make the red-black engine tick. And I reckon the best use of it is usually not going to be sacking it to its own ability, but that's a nice option to have, right? Sack this to Mr. Ramen Man or the Deadly Dispute knockoff, any of those sort of effects. This is going to be amazing. It's basically tacking draw an extra card onto any of those. So yeah, I reckon. Oh, is it crazy to say C+ in black-red?
Oh, I was going to say C+ as well. I think this is good.
Yeah, C+ in black-red, probably unplayable elsewhere.
Yeah, agreed.
Maybe blue-red wants it for the artifact count. Maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But yeah, this definitely looks like a black-red card.
All right. Next up, we have got the Flame Discharge. X and a red instant. Flame Discharge deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you control a modified creature as you cast a spell, it deals X+2 damage instead. This isn't terrible.
No, this is good. So yeah, if you've got a modified creature, it's a shock or a lightning strike. I suppose it can't go face. And then it just gets better after that. It's okay if you don't have a modified creature, but I think you should really try to have one.
I like this. I think this is maybe a C+ or a B-.
I could go B- in red-green.
B- in red-green. Decent everywhere else. Good uncommon. Pick it up.
I like it. Yep.
Hell yes. All right, so next up, what do we got?
We've got Kindled Fury, single red, instant. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. I kept waiting for it to say it gets +1/+0 for each copy in your graveyard as well. Yay! But no.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, so I think I'm not a huge fan of this sort of thing, but 1-mana tricks are good, and 1-mana tricks that help you just straight up win a combat can be pretty annoying. I think I like this in red-white in particular, right? Especially we discussed this earlier with the red-white signpost uncommon that just pumps power on all of your lone attackers. So combine this with that to make sure you're always winning in combat. I can kind of see it having a home there.
Yeah, same. What are you feeling about this one?
Maybe a C- in red-white.
Okay, I was going to give it a flat C. I think decent trick, and the archetypes that are playing red wouldn't mind this kind of effect, but I can see C minus.
I can go C in red white in particular.
All right. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah,
not amazing, but also not terrible.
Yeah, I have to see how the format shakes out a little bit, how the stats line up. This could end up being better or worse depending on all of those things. But yeah,
true, very true. Next up, we have got the Kumano Faces Kakazan. This is a wordy one, and it's a 1-mana saga that's uncommon, and at the first stage, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control. Okay. And on the second stage, when you cast your next creature spell this turn, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, and then when it hits the third stage, it flips over into Etchings of Kumano, which is a 2/2 hasty human shaman that says if a creature dealt damage this turn by a source you control would die, exile it instead. This one's a little weird.
It is a little weird, but yeah, I think Kumano Faces Kazakhstan kind of gives you a lot of value for just 1 mana, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Borat would be happy.
The first step is sort of very meh.
Yes.
And the second step is all right. That's probably the best part about it. The guy is all right. You get your 2/2 hasty guy and sort of, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so I think in order to make this good, you've got to be really quite aggressive.
True.
Right? Because if you're just kind of mid-rangey, there's a chance you're not going to get the trigger on Chapter 2 if you miss your 2-drop. And then a 2/2 haste on turn 3?
Yeah, kind of
Yeah, there's a good shot that one just doesn't do anything. But if you go this on turn 1, ping them for 1, turn 2, your 2-drop becomes a 3/3, then on turn 3, you play some other 3/3 haste, and you get this 2/2 haste, get in, that's a hefty curve.
It is a hefty curve. What do you feel about it, though?
I think if you're really aggressive, C+. If you're not, C-.
Yeah, I landed on flat C.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this one's going to depend less on your 2-color archetype and more on just how fast you're looking to go.
I'm happy to give it a C.
I think that's fine, yeah.
Decent, uncommon, interesting, situational, though.
Agreed, yep.
All right, Sam, what we got?
Next up, we have the March of Reckless Joy, the red member of the March cycle. We have X and a red, same as all the rest of them as an additional cost. You can pitch red cards to make it cost 2 less. And it says exile. I was just ready for it to be a burn spell. Exile the top X cards of your library. You may play up to 2 of those cards until the end of your next turn.
This is again interesting. I don't know how good it is.
Yeah, I'm not sold on this one. We've talked about a couple of spend mana, draw cards kind of things already, and this does not seem like a good version of that.
No, like last set we had 2 mana flip 2.
Yeah.
And now you got to spend 3 mana to flip 2 at rare?
Yeah. And like you
and
can
I guess
spend
you can
5 mana.
Chuck some red cards away? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 5 mana, flip 4, take 2. So at that point, it's like Behold the Multiverse, but much worse.
Behold the Multiverse.
Behold the Multiverse. That is what we are calling this card now.
Yeah, I'm like C minus D plus.
D plus? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. This one is
not super into this.
I don't even know what constructed deck plays this.
I wish you could pitch lands to it, then I'd be into it.
Yeah, true. All right. Next up. We have got the Rabbit Battery. Everyone's favorite Duracell bunny is available for you for a single red. It's a 1/1. Artifact creature Equipment Rabbit has haste and equipped creature gets +1/+1, and itself has haste, and it reconfigures for a single red. I like this. This has got was it Boots of Haste? The boots. It's got the boots written all over it, except it itself is a 1/1 with haste. I like
this. This thing is going to beat the crap out of me.
Good card. Great sort of great showing for what Reconfigure can do.
Agreed. Yeah, that reconfigure of 1 mana, that's a big game. Yeah, I think as an equipment, even if this wasn't a creature, this would be really solid. But the fact that, it just comes down on turn 1 and starts chipping in, whew.
I want to give it a B-.
I reckon it's even a... Okay, B-.
B-. You mean, feel free to disagree, but strong. Great aggressive card.
Yeah, this is... I mean, yeah, I'm not as experienced drafting aggro decks as I am other styles of decks, so I'm not entirely sure whether this is B- or B sort of territory. I could certainly see it being a B. It's B for battery. It looks very good.
Very good. All right, what do we got?
Next up, we have Reinforced Ronin. Single red. We are not even out of the 1-drops yet. Single red, artifact creature human samurai 2/2 haste. At the beginning of your end step, return Reinforced Ronin to its owner's hand, and you can effectively cycle it for 2 mana.
I don't know about it. I think it might be good, but then again, it sort of seems bad to play your 1/1, like your 1 mana 2/2. Sure, you can swing with it, then you bounce it again. I don't know. What do you think about this?
This is kind of the third card we've seen already, where I think the answer is if you're a 15 land aggro deck, it's good.
Yeah.
Right? You combine this with the rabbit, admittedly they're both uncommon, with, your Aki Warpaint and your Kumano faces Kazakhstan. I think all of those are shaping up into a 15 land mono red style aggro deck. If you're that deck, I think this is good. If you're not, it's probably unplayable.
This seems like I'm feeling a C, maybe lower.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be a C+ in that 15 land deck we're talking about, and like probably a D elsewhere.
What do we, C-?
If you want to average it, call it a C-. Yeah.
All right, let's average it out. 1-drop, interesting 1-drop, is an artifact creature. I don't know what that really means.
I suppose you can sacrifice it in black-red.
This is true. That's
but if you're going to do that, why not just cycle it?
Yeah, true. Very true. Well, all right, onwards. We have the Simeon Sling, another reconfigure guy. Single red, once again, equipped creature gets +1/+1. Itself is a 1/1, and when it or the equipped creature becomes block, it deals 1 damage to defending player. Again, aggressive cards for aggressive decks.
Yeah, reconfigure 2 in this case, and it looks very reminiscent of the Tormentor's Helm from Kaldheim.
Oh, it does too, yeah.
Which ended up being quite a solid card for the aggressive decks.
Yeah. My gut feeling is like a C or a C-. What are you feeling?
Oh, I'd veer towards C+ actually.
Okay, I can meet you at C+.
Yeah.
Play the monkey, deal some damage, make your thing bigger. Yeah,
this ended up being a key piece of red-white aggro in Kaldheim. I could see it being the same over here.
Nice. Well, why don't we wrap up the 1-drops?
That's a lot of 1-drops for red, man. All right, Voltage Surge, single red. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice an artifact. It deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you've paid the additional cost, it deals 4 damage instead. That's great.
This is fantastic. I think this is a real contender.
That's very powerful. That's very strong in black red. strong in blue-red and totally fine in any other archetype.
I want to put it in the Bs.
I could see that as well. I could see this being B-, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a solid removal spell, and 1 red for 4 damage, and especially when black wants to be sacking its stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Black red had been. This card's great.
Yeah, no, I dig this. Yeah, lots of cool things you can do with this.
Excellent. Next up, we have the Aki Ember Keeper, a 1 and a red enchantment creature, Goblin Warrior that's a 2/1, and whenever a non-token modified creature you control dies, make a 1/1 color spirit creature token.
That's a pretty good payoff. What are we feeling?
Not a bad payoff, is it?
Yeah, turning all your modified dudes into 1/1s when they die, that'll get annoying quickly, especially if the modification is an equipment.
Yeah, that's true. That's right? Very true.
Stick your... we probably should have mentioned that, actually, with the Simeon Sling and the Rabbit Battery, is they are both cheap to cast and cheap to equip modifiers.
Yeah, and red-green cares.
Red-green cares about that, so that's an important aspect for those two decks. Combine a Simeon Sling with an Aki Emberkeeper. Every time one of your non-token creatures dies, it farts out a 1/1. What an annoying card to face.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a C+ on this one.
I go C+, yeah.
Yeah, strong, decent card. Good in its archetype.
Yeah, probably red-green specific. But I suppose if you've got a couple of Simeon Slings, I'd probably run that little package in any red deck.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Yeah, seems good.
Alrighty. Next up, what we got?
Next up, we have Aki Ronin Keating. 1 and a red, 1/3. Goblin Samurai. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card.
Not probably the strongest sort of exalty red-white card, but not bad.
Yeah, I'm feeling this is probably not the payoff you're looking for red-white.
Yeah, my gut feeling is maybe like a C- or a D+.
I'll go D+, yeah.
Yeah, this there's better stuff out there.
Agreed. Yeah, you'll find.
And 2-mana 1/3s are precisely 2-mana 1/3s.
Yeah, exactly. It's not what you want in your beatdown sort of deck.
No. All right. Well, next up we have the Crackling Emergence, a 1 and a red aura that enchants a land you control. And the land is a 3/3 red spirit creature with haste. It's still a land. However, if the enchanted land would be destroyed, instead sacrifice the Crackling Emergence aura, and that land gains indestructible until the end of the turn. This is very interesting. What do you think about this?
I'm tossing up whether to give it an F or a D-.
Oh, you don't like it?
No. Because, I mean, it effectively says... Because, I mean, you want to play this in an aggressive deck, right? But it effectively says sacrifice a land.
Well, you don't lose the land.
Well, but you can't use it for mana.
That is the downside.
Right. There's a green one that's like this as well, and that one has vigilance, which means you can attack and then still use the land. This one, you're just down a land once you've played this.
And I guess the downside is that it's not like you're getting a turn 2 3/3 with haste.
Right, yeah, it's a turn 3 3/3 with haste.
Yeah, and you're not. Yeah. Okay, you've probably. I don't think it's the worst. I think red will probably find a way to hit people over the head with this. But you're probably right. It is like a D or a D-.
Yeah, I could see it having a home in a certain kind of deck, but yeah, I think most of the time you're going to be a happier person if this doesn't make it into your 40.
What are we feeling?
Yeah, D-.
D-. Yeah, tap your lands for mana, I guess.
That's it, yeah.
Next up, what we got?
We got Dragon Spark Reactor. Cool art. 1 and a red for an artifact. When it or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a charge counter on this. Pay 4, sacrifice it, deals damage equal to the number of charge counters on it to target player, and that much damage to up to 1 target creature. Woo!
Seems quite strong.
That's a payoff.
Yeah, I mean, you just blow the stuff up.
Yep, just launch 4 damage at their best creature and them.
Yeah, this seems like the one of the blue-red cards for sure.
Totally, yeah. So this is going to be at home in blue-red, but I'll happily play this in black-red as well.
Oh, true, very true. Those battlefields are going to enter the artifact before you sack them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I reckon B- in blue-red.
Ooh, I was going to give it C+.
I reckon this is really good.
Okay, B-. I can go to B- with you. I think, yeah. Removal spells on artifacts and also synergistic within their archetypes. Yeah, good.
Yeah. I wonder if there's some shenanigans you can get up to with looping this as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Fire it off more than once. Yeah, cool card.
Very cool. All right, next up, we have got the explosive entry. 1 and a red, sorcery, destroy up to 1 target artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Can you say it with me, sideboard?
You said it too quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, put this in your sideboard. Don't play it in best of 1.
D, right?
I mean, sideboard. Yeah.
Sideboard out of 10. What's the rating though? C-?
F.
All considered? F?
I mean, yeah. Don't put this in your best of 1 deck.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe pick it up late in the pack order in your best of 3 draft, but otherwise you're probably not playing this one.
No. Yeah, the +1/+1 counter is not enough to get you to want to play this, even in a modified deck. You'll find better. Play Simeon Sling. Don't play explosive entry.
Agreed. All right, next up we have got this one.
We've got Gorogoro, Disciple of Raiju. Nice callback to one of the original dragons. 1 and a red, 2/2, legendary creature, Goblin Samurai. Red, creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. 3 red, create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token with flying. Activate only if you control an attacking modified creature.
I think this is very good.
I think this is very good as well.
This has reminiscence of Kaldheim's similar card.
Yeah, Dragonkin Berserker. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And that was really strong.
Yeah.
And so notable, if you get 10 mana, you make 2 dragons.
That's it. And yeah, if you somehow haven't won the game with the 3 that you made in the previous few turns.
Yeah. So, I think this is good. A 2 mana 2/2 that has just red, give everything haste on its own, very good.
Already
and
good.
then it also makes 5/5s.
Crazy, yeah.
I want to say B+.
I'll join you at B+, yeah.
Very good card.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
So, I guess you'd play this in any aggressive red deck, but it gets to that B+ A- sort of territory if you're in a modified heavy deck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next up, we have got Kami's Flare. 1 and a red for an instant that deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and it also deals 2 damage to that permanent's controller if you control a modified creature. This is just sort of like a Voltage Surge with extra steps.
D-. Don't put it in your deck. Seems terrible.
It's like a fine way to deal 3 damage, but not magical. I was going to give it C-. You reckon it's D-?
I'm lying. This thing's incredible.
Oh.
Yeah, like 2 mana instant speed, 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker. That would already be...
It's Dragon's Fire.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's... Yeah, or a braid, or yeah, exactly. And then if you've got a modified creature, it also domes them for 2.
Pretty good.
Jeez. What a beating of a card. I'm amazed this is a common. This reads like an uncommon.
Oh, really? I've sort of been getting used to these cards, what with Dragon's Fires and Abrades hanging around at common recently.
I suppose so, yeah. They have really been kind of pushing it. Because, I mean, this looks like Searing Blaze.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. That's a very good point.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's obviously going to be best in red-green, but we've already seen a bunch of good red modifiers. So I think this is probably B.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, yeah, okay. You've talked me into it. B.
But between recordings, I was asking Adrian whether he thought Network Disruptor might be the best common in the set overall. Kami's Flare is gonna be giving it a run for its money.
It's gonna be a good one. All right, show us what's next, Sam.
Lizard Blades, 1 and a red. Artifact creature equipment lizard 1/1 double strike. Equipped creature has double strike. Reconfigure 2.
It is a rare, but I think this is great.
That's gonna knock your socks off.
This thing, 2-mana 1/1s with double strike, they exist, but that are also equipments for reconfigure 2. That's something.
That's pretty sick. Yeah. Last time we saw, I believe, a double striking equipment was in original Mirrodin, Darksteel actually, which was Fire Shrieker, and that was 3 to cast, 2 to equip. This is 2 to cast, 2 to equip, and it's a creature on its own.
Seems very strong.
That seems pretty silly. B plus sort of territory.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say almost an A-, but I think it is a B+.
Yeah, gonna be crazy with any modified synergies as well.
Oh yeah, also your red-white lone attacker.
Right.
Yeah, let's give this one a B+.
That's pretty sick. Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely nowhere near as good in decks that aren't looking to turn their cards sideways. But
no, good point.
Yeah, in the right deck, B+ to A-. I agree with you.
Hell yes. All right, next up we have got the Ogre Head Helm, another reconfigure equipment. This time costing 1 and a red for a 2/2, where the equipped creature gets a +2/+2, and whenever Ogre Head Helm or equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. If you do, discard your hand and draw 3 cards. What do we think?
What a weird card.
It is strange. I don't know why I would want to sack it.
Yeah, reconfigure 3 as well, which is worth noting.
Expensive.
Yes.
This seems pretty middle of the road for me.
So you can chuck it on a cheap creature, 1/1, a token, and then trade it in. Presumably you're just activating it when you're empty-handed, so it just says draw 3 cards. That's incredible.
Yep.
If you the trouble is it's going to be hard to get that little creature in.
Yeah, true. Maybe this is like a card for like blue-red almost, where like you have your little flyers. But then again, reconfigure 3 is expensive. And yeah, if it does come off, you sack your little guy, discard your hand, draw 3 cards. Especially if you have 1 or none cards in hand. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I don't know about it though. I think this is maybe like a C+.
Yeah, I'll start it at C+, but I will readily say I could be dead wrong on that. And it could be, because I could imagine it being really scary on the other side, where suddenly if the creature that it's attached to connects, they're going to get a whole new hand. So I could imagine it being very scary, but I could also imagine it being on my side and doing nothing.
Yeah, same. Agreed.
So, yeah,
all right.
Going to be curious on that one.
What do we got?
We have Sokenzan Smelter, 1 and a red 2/2, Goblin Artificer. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1 and sacrifice an artifact. If you do, create a 3/1 red construct artifact creature token with haste. Not bad.
I love it. This card's great.
Pump out 3-power hasters.
What's not to love?
Fantastic.
And you just like trade in your little dorky artifacts, maybe even your experimental synthesizer.
Yep, exactly.
Very nice. No, yeah, I like this one. I think this is a good card. Gonna see a lot of play in the red-black deck.
Agreed, yeah. Red-black only, I think.
Oh yeah, agreed. What do we feel for the rating on this one?
B in red-black?
Oh yeah. Okay, let's go for it. Give it a B.
The more we see these artifact sacrifice cards, the higher I'm getting on the synthesizer, because it seems like one of the few kind of ways to enable these decks.
Agreed. Agreed.
What's up next?
Next up, we have got the Tempered in Solitude card. And this is a 1 and a red enchantment, straight up enchantment that says whenever a creature you control attacks alone, exile the top card of your library, you may play that card this turn. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah. This was spoiled fairly early on, and I've been trying to make up my mind ever since about how good this is. Tell me your thoughts.
I think, yeah, it's like you're in red-white. You play this card in red-white. You don't really play it in much else. You're going to be attacking with lone creatures anyway. Why not get a card off the top of your deck for it? Yes, it is a 2-mana do nothing.
Yeah.
But maybe it's good enough. Maybe the extra cards are good enough.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic on this card. I think this card might be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that it's a 2-mana do nothing in a deck that wants to be beating down gives me pause. But you could just wait till you're nearly empty-handed, right? And then just run this out on 2, attack with your creature, flip a 3-drop, play the 3-drop. So yeah, you don't have to run it out on turn 2. So I think I'm going to join you on some optimism.
Yeah, this isn't bad. I don't mind this.
How good do you reckon it is on a grading scale?
I reckon this might be a C+.
C+. I like C+.
Hell yes. So Tempered in Solitude. Yeah, keen to give it a go. Keen to find out how good it may or may not really be.
Agreed. I could imagine it being much better than that, and also much worse. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that one. But yeah, and that's obviously in red-white. I don't think you'd want to play it elsewhere.
Agreed. All right, next up, what we got?
We have Tawashi Songshaper, Kamigawa's resident DJ, 1 and a red, 2/2 artifact creature, human artificer. Whenever another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, Tawashi Songshaper gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
It's a 2/2.
Agreed.
It sometimes masquerades as a 3/2. I don't think this is fantastic.
No, I think this is very similar to Eager First Year from Strixhaven.
Yeah. What do you feel about a D+ on this one?
Yeah.
Maybe a C-?
C-, yeah. It's got a little bit of upside in that it's an artifact, which goes well in some decks. But downside that you can't really trigger that ability at instant speed. So yeah, C-.
There's better 2-drops at common.
Question for you. Is this card DJ Pipes Michael?
Oh, absolutely. This is now that I know that, it is definitely DJ Pipes Michael. Thank you very much.
There we go. That's an old school Draft Punks reference for you. All right, what's up next?
Yeah. We have got Upriser Renegade, 1 and a red, 1/3 creature. It gets +2/+0 for each other modified creature you control. What do we think about this?
I could get behind this.
Yeah, this kind of could get big real quick, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mind it.
2-mana 3/3? I'm in for that. And then just sometimes it'll be a 2-mana 5/3?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That slaps pretty hard. So yeah, it looks like it'll go pretty crazy in red green. But I'd be perfectly happy with this as it's a samurai, so it slots into red white perfectly well.
Yeah, very good point.
So
thoughts on a C or a C+?
C+, yeah. C+ in red green or red white.
Hell yes.
I could see I could see it pushing into B- as well. I reckon that's got a lot of potential.
Ooh, wow. Like give it trample or something?
It's 2 mana, right? You don't need to ask all that much of it. Just 2 mana, 3/3. Just keep attacking. That sounds pretty good. And if it's the modified creature, right? If you put a +1 counter on it or a Simeon Sling, then it's attacking as a 2 mana 4/4 without too much extra help. I like it. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Next up, we have got
Ambitious Assault. 2 and a red instant. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. If you control a modified creature, draw a card.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, at first I thought it was good, right? Because Trumpet Blast effects see play. They have their place in the format. And tack a cantrip onto it. That's pretty good. The Lords of Limited guys put me onto the small point that you usually use Trumpet Blast effects to end the game.
Yeah, that's true.
And draw a card, don't do anything if your opponent is dead.
That is also a very good point. Yeah, maybe this is fairly low on the scale.
Yeah, and I also haven't seen much evidence of a go wide deck from red.
That's true. Yeah, this isn't very good at all in red-white.
Yeah, right. Real bad in red-white. We've seen a few token makers in, like, we've got the Anvil in black-red, and we've got a few things that fart out 1/1s, but not many. I'm going to start unconvinced on this and go kind of D+ sort of territory.
Yeah, I'm similarly unconvinced. I think this is a D+.
Yeah, if it turns out there is a tokeny makey sort of go wide deck, then Trumpet Blast goes in that sort of deck just fine. But I'm starting pretty low on it.
Agreed.
What's up next?
Next we have got the Bronze Plate Boar. 2 and a red. We've got another reconfigurer. This one is a 3/2 with trample and gives the equipped creature +3/+2 and trample. Reconfigure at a massive 5 though. It's not. I think this card is not very good.
Interesting.
I think 3 mana trampling 3/2s are a little
Yeah.
5 to reconfigure is so huge.
That's a lot of mana, isn't it?
I think this may live in low Cs, maybe even high Ds. I don't want to play this card. Maybe you modify it and put some counters and other equipment on the boar, but I don't know about that reconfigure cost.
It's pretty damn steep, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's kind of 2 mediocre cards, right? It's the 3 mana 3/2 trample, and it's a 5 equipment. Neither of those are very exciting. Does the modality change that?
I don't think it does. I really don't think it does. I think it's 2 bad tastes that taste bad together. Will you join me in a C-?
I reckon it's a C+.
Wow.
I think I'm leaning a little hotter on it than you. I actually had one of our viewers send this to me and say, is this a 3 mana 3/2 that you'll play?
We know how much Sam likes the 3 mana 3/2s.
I'm very uncertain on this. I'm gonna personally think C+, but I could very well see you being right. So feel free to chuck C- up on screen.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not playing 3 mana 3/2s that cost 5 to slap them on another creature. Very expensive.
Yeah, I'm uncertain on that one. I'll have to see that one on the battlefield.
All right. Next up, we have got this thing.
We have Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Kikijiki, is that you? 2 and a red saga. First chapter, create a 2/2 red Goblin Shaman creature token with, whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. Chapter 2, you may discard up to 2 cards if you do draw that many cards. Chapter 3, it flips into Reflection of Kikijiki. 2/2 Goblin Shaman enchantment creature, 1 tap. Create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature you control, except it has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. dope.
Yeah, this thing's sweet.
So good.
Even though, like, just the first thing gives you a 2/2 that whenever it attacks, you get a treasure token. That's mad.
That's great for 3 mana. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd, like, faithlessly loot, and then you get sort of, like, Kikijiki Light.
Yeah. Yeah, way back in Mirrodin days, I used to play with Kikijiki fairly, right before the Splinter Twin sort of thing came about. And it's fun copying your creatures every turn. It's very cool.
I think this is going to do some very strong work. Very good red card.
B plus.
Yeah, I'm with you at B plus. I like a B plus for this one.
I'm looking forward to playing with this. This looks like a fun one.
Hell yes. This has got fun written all over it.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of okay in the Samurai deck, right? Because you just copy your biggest creature, send in with a token of it, and if they trade off for it, great.
Yeah, free money. Love it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. And then you can sacrifice the tokens in black-red.
Oh, you can too. Ooh, very nice.
Ooh, very nice. All right, I'm excited for this one.
Hell yes. All right, next up, we have got the Gorshintai of Ancient Wars, the red shrine, 2 and a red for a 2/2 with first strike. That's not bad.
Yeah.
At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 1. When you do, Gorshintai of Ancient Wars deals X damage to target player or planeswalker, where X is the number of shrines you control. I almost don't ever want to pay the 1. I just want a 3 mana 2/2 with first strike.
I'll take it. Yeah, take a 3 mana 2/2 first strike, and then anytime you got a spare mana, you ding them.
I like it. I think it's one of the better shrines.
I think that's the best one we've seen so far.
Better than better than black.
I think it's better than black. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, what do we feel? I feel this has maybe got B potential, C plus maybe.
C plus. I think I like C plus.
One of the better shrines. I think you'd be having a good time in maybe like a red-white deck with both the shrines.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
Make some tokens, ding your opponent. Sounds good.
This is a good one to load up your +1 counters or your equipment on.
Yeah, true. Modifying this guy, yeah.
Right, first strike gets pretty tough when you start getting to high power.
Very good point.
Nice one.
Next up,
we have Peerless Samurai, 2 and a red for a 2/3 human samurai with menace. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, the next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast. Interesting.
I actually kind of don't mind this. I think this is good. This is a very good piece for the red-white deck.
Yeah.
Make your post-combat spell cheaper. And also itself, being the lone attacker, very good. Menace. Yeah. Menace is strong.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a C. I think it's just a solid.
Oh, absolutely. Player. Yeah, I think this is a good C. Like this is a nice straight C.
Yep.
You're happy to put these in your deck.
Yep. Red white card only. I don't think I'd play it elsewhere.
No, but decent. A very good sort of example of what you kind of want from that deck.
Yep. Agreed.
Nice. Multiples, these would be great. Make some stuff real cheap.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. I like that. Yeah.
All right, next up. We have got the Scrap Welder. 2 and a red for a rare goblin creature that is a 3/3. Tap, sack an artifact with mana value X. Return target artifact card with mana value less than X from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste till the end of the turn. What do we feel about a Goblin Welder?
Wow. So you sack an artifact and get back something smaller, and it gets haste.
And it's a 3 mana 3/3.
Yeah, I mean 3 mana 3/3 is just fine stats on its own, so it's pretty hard to go wrong with that. I don't know what we're doing with that ability, but I reckon there's cool things to be done.
Get back your 1-drop. What's it called again? The experimental synthesizer.
Get back the synthesizer? Yeah, the trouble is, like, do you want to sacrifice a real card to get back the synthesizer? Maybe.
Sacrifice a Kikijiki token. Use both your rares.
Sack an artifact.
Make a copy of an artifact creature. Easy.
Oh, true. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't quite know what we're doing with this, but that's a powerful ability. So
yeah, with our 2 rares, I think there's probably some artifacts out there that will want to die, and you can use that for some sort of value engine. But I don't know why I like it, but I like it.
I have a feeling this is B- sort of thing, but at the moment it feels C+ to me.
Yeah, I want to give it a C+ as well.
Okay, all right, cool.
I could be convinced for B-, but I think it is a C+.
Yep, no, I'm happy to join you there.
Hell yes. So, tell me, Sam, what we got?
Seismic Wave. 2 and a red instant. Deals 2 damage to any target and 1 damage to each non-artifact creature target opponent controls. So this deals 3 damage to 1 target, assuming you pointed it at a creature, and then cleans up any tokens or X1s they've got floating around. We've seen a reasonable number of X1 haters, so I'm thinking don't play your 2-1s in this format.
Yeah, even though there's like a ton of them.
Yeah, so yeah, perhaps be a bit careful if you're playing those sort of cards. This looks great. This looks B-.
Oh wow, I was gonna give it a C+, but I can come up to B- with a little bit of convincing.
2 and a red instant deal 3 is probably C+, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the fact that this then also cleans up all their X1s. And this can go face as well.
Because you get those pilot tokens, those colorless spirit tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe not too bad. Okay, so B-.
I think I like B-. Goes in any red deck. Yeah, great.
Okay. Well, speaking of X1s,
oh boy,
and the mopping of them up,
yeah,
here we've got the unstoppable Ogre, and I have a feeling he's actually pretty stoppable.
Looks pretty damn stoppable to me.
2 and a red for a 4/1 that ETB's target creature can't block this turn. I don't like it. It just dies.
Nope. It's just gonna die.
It's just lightning elemental with some vague upside.
Yeah, it doesn't even have haste.
I'm giving it a D, maybe a D+.
Oh yeah, D. Yeah, keep it out of my deck, please.
Yeah, this one's not very good.
I dislike a 3-mana 3/2. Let me tell you about 3-mana 4/1.
Yeah, incredibly stoppable. The good old unstoppable Ogre. Very stoppable.
That's it. All right, next.
Okay, you get a fun one, Sam.
I've got a bit of a sneeze coming on. Sushi, the Blazing Sky. 2 red 4/4 legendary creature dragon spirit. Flying and trample. When Atsushi, the Blazing Sky, dies, choose 1. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until end of your next turn. You may play those cards or create 3 treasure tokens.
This one I feel like is maybe one of the weaker of the Quint trilogy. But as a 4-mana 4/4 flying trample, that's a great floor.
Yeah.
That's a great sort of like entry into the card. The treasure tokens, good. We've seen more powerful dice triggers from the other dragons. Exile top 2 cards, again, good. We've seen more powerful ones. I think this one is good. I don't think this one quite makes the S grade.
Yeah. I suppose it's not really worth spending all that much time thinking about it. You're going to first pick this every time you see it. Yeah, when it dies, draw 2 cards is pretty backbreaking. And if your opponent kills it on turn 4, then you're untapping with 8 mana on turn 5. That seems pretty disgusting. If you're feeling an A, I can join you at A. But yeah, either way, this card's ridiculous.
I think this is an A.
Cool.
I think this is very strong, but not as super duper strong as the other guys.
Yep, I'm cool with that.
Would love to have this in any red deck. It's just great.
It's gonna beat the crap out of someone.
Hell yes. Next up, we've got another 4-drop. We've got 3 in a red for an aura that can enchant an artifact or a creature, and as long as the enchanted permanent is a creature, it gets +2/+2 and has menace. And when it leaves the battlefield, you make a 2/2 red spirit token with menace. What do you think about this?
That's an interesting way to compensate the card disadvantage of an aura.
Yeah, decent with the modified strategies.
Yeah, decent modified. Seems like a pretty good one to chuck on your lone attacker and red-white as well.
Very true. Yeah, menace is good. We like menace.
Yeah, like my brain says they've compensated for the card disadvantage, but my heart says it's an aura, don't play it.
Yeah, I want to know what you think, but I kind of want to give it a C+.
Whew. My head and my heart, they're at war right now. I reckon the highest I could give it is a C.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. C I'm happy with. I think this is maybe a little bit better than it looks.
I could see that being the case. Yeah. Yeah, it looks bad, but it's kind of got enough things going for it, and there's enough homes for it in red, white, and red, green. Yeah, I could see it being better than it looks. Yeah.
All right, next up. What do we got?
We have Hiko Yamazaki, the other Yamazaki sister. 3 and a red for a 3/3 legendary creature human samurai with trample. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, you may cast target artifact card from your graveyard this turn. I like this.
I love this a lot. I think this is basically one of the reasons to be playing sort of the Mardu half artifacts, half lone attacker deck. I think this is going to be sweet.
Honestly, just attack with Hiko, right? 3/3 is a big enough body that you can just get in with her, play her in black-red, and keep getting all your artifacts that you've sacrificed back.
And cast them, draw some cards, deal some damage. That's from what we've seen from all the other artifacts. Yeah, I love this card. I think this card's super strong.
And about 8 hours ago, we mentioned the Silver Bolt variant. This is the card that goes with that.
What do we feel about rating this fine lady?
B-?
That's what I was thinking as well. Let's slap a B- on it. Yeah, I like this. I think
I'm excited for this one. This looks cool.
Whenever free value is dangled in front of me, I'm gonna find it very hard to resist.
Snap it up. That's it.
All right. Next up, we've got the Scrapyard Steelbreaker. 4 mana artifact creature for 3 and a red. It's a 3/4, and it's got an ability where you pay 1, sack another artifact, and it gets +2/+1 until the end of the turn, kind of like a weird ATOG. What do we feel about this one?
Beefy ATOG. This is another one that I reckon is going to be better than it looks. I
kind of tend to agree. I think +2/+1's pretty huge. And on a decent body, the mana cost does suck a little bit, having to pay 1 every time you want to sack something, but this is definitely one of those cards that can just sort of attack with a lot of open mana and artifacts on the battlefield, and your opponent just never blocks it.
That's it, yeah. Huge threat of activation on this one. The opponent just can't block it, but then sometimes it's going to threaten to just fireball them out, right? You just feed all your artifacts to it and hit them for 8.
Yeah, absolutely. What do we feel about this one? I kind of want to give it a C+.
I could go C+. Yeah, this seems like a pretty hefty beater. In black-red. Don't play it anywhere else.
No. I mean,
blue-red.
Maybe
blue-red?
in red-white? That threat of activation could mean it doesn't get blocked very often, and it is a warrior.
Okay, maybe this has more homes than I thought. Yeah, great in black-red, probably blue-red, and then potentially a home in red-white as well. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Very good.
All right, next one.
Thundering Raiju. 2 red, 3/3 spirit at rare with haste. When Thundering Raiju attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then Thundering Raiju deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of modified creatures you control other than Thundering Raiju. Good lord.
This almost has Glorybringer energy.
Oh, yeah.
This card is so aggressive.
It's like Glorybringer meets Halana and Elena.
Yeah, doesn't it? Oh, I think this is high B's approaching A's. I think this is an A.
A to A minus.
You know what, like I'm gonna be aggressive on this card, and I reckon this is an A.
I reckon this is pretty savage. Yeah.
This thing is just an absolute damage dealing machine.
Right. It's incredible on its own. Don't just need 4 mountains in play, and this thing is sick. But put it in a deck that's got 2 to 3 modified creatures already on the board.
Oh, it's so strong. Yeah, no, I like this. Are we giving this an A?
I'll give it an A. Yeah, that looks
Let's
insane.
give this thing an A. This thing is a very good card.
Crazy. Yeah.
Hell yes. All right, onwards and upwards. We have got the Twin Shot Sniper, 3 and a red for a artifact creature, a Goblin Archer that is a 2/3 with reach, and when it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target.
Whoa.
And you can channel, pay 1 and a red, discard it, and deal 2 damage to any target as well.
Whoa.
This thing seems pretty good.
That's a very powerful card. Especially with the number of 3-mana 3/2s we've seen.
Yeah, very true. This has got big sort of like Ravenous Chupacabra light energy, doesn't it?
Totally, yeah. Or yeah. No, this will be very easy to be a 2/3 that just picks off something on.
And it can even go face.
Oh, it can
go
too.
Face.
Oh, nice.
Close out the game with your sniper. Yeah, this is a B.
B plus.
Yeah, B plus.
Yeah,
this is a strong one.
Yeah, this will be in the running for best uncommon of the set, I think.
This thing is just gonna 2-for-1 everything. It's gonna be a 2-for-1ing machine.
And it's an artifact as well, which means synergies in several of the decks, and you can recur it with a couple of the cards.
Oh, cast it out of the graveyard with Hiko.
That's it. Oh man. Oh.
Holy dooly.
Oh. I want to do that.
Yeah,
Stuff
this
the
is
Shrines
this
deck.
is a
I want
good
to do
one.
I want to do the Hiko Twin Shot deck.
Very strong enters the battlefield, very strong channel. Yeah, love it.
Crazy. Next. Invoke Calamity. The red part of our cycle, 1 quad red instant. You may cast up to 2 instant and or sorcery spells with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard and or hand without paying their mana costs. If those spells would be put into your graveyard, exile them instead. Exile Invoke Calamity.
So first things first, and this is I think this is hilarious.
Mm.
You can cast another invoke spell.
Yes, yeah.
with this card. And if you have a bunch of Invoke Calamities, you could just chain them all together.
Yeah, well, kind of. It does exile itself.
It does exile itself, but yes. I don't think this is absolutely fantastic in Limited, but I do like the shenanigans.
This feels
that
like
it sort of brings forth.
Yeah, this feels like a Strixhaven card.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? That's a very good point.
Right, would have been sick in Strixhaven. But, yeah, I mean, the upside is high, right? Cast 2 burn spells from your graveyard, clear their board. That's powerful. There'll be a lot of games where you've just got a single burn spell in your graveyard.
Yeah.
And especially in this set that's got such a heavy focus on artifacts and enchantments, there are fewer instants and sorceries running around.
That's a good point.
So all of that combined with the crazy mana cost, like even if I was mono red, I wouldn't be excited to run this. I don't think I'm in for this one. This seems like C minus, D
yeah,
plus.
that's what I was thinking as well. Like the meme value of being able to, play 2 calamities of different colors in your deck because you're running the red one is hilarious.
if you cast 2 different calamities in one game in limited, send me a screenshot and I will buy you a beer.
Yeah, and show us that it does involve Invoke Calamity. But yeah, I think you're right. I think this is a C-.
Yeah.
I think very expensive, very toughly costed. You're playing this in constructed, let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, we've got the Kami of Industry. 4 and a red for a 3/6 that when it enters the battlefield, return target artifact card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. A little expensive.
I'm not sacking it at the beginning of my next end step. It's getting sacrificed long before then.
Oh, that is a very good point. Yeah, a little expensive on the 5 mana 3/6, but I think the ETB is worth it. I think that really, gets the value train running.
I agree. I like this. Probably exclusively in black-red.
Oh, yeah. You want to be sacking stuff, bring it back, sacking it again for more value, drawing cards, all that good stuff.
Yeah, C in black-red?
Yeah, I'll give it a C.
Yeah.
C, I think, is where this card lives.
Cool.
Nice. Why don't you give us a run through of this one?
This is the Shattered States era. It is a saga for 4 and a red at common. Chapter 1 is a threaten effect. Gains control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. Chapter 2, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. And Chapter 3, it transforms into a 3/3 that we'll get the rest of it when Adrian returns to the computer. 3/3 trample haste. So yeah, we've got our threaten effect of 5 mana. Often the best thing to do with threaten effects is steal and sack. So it's probably good that it's a bit more expensive this time around. But that being said, there's a couple of just like decent sack outlets that don't cost much mana in black-red. So it's entirely possible that we're stealing and sacking again. Looking at the card on its face, I'm not convinced.
Yeah, neither I. 5 mana is really expensive for a threaten. And like the fact that you're getting your +1/+0 on turn 6, that's pretty meh. And then all the way out in turn 7, you get a 3/3 with trample and haste.
Right? It doesn't seem like enough. I don't want to play my 3/3 trample haste with suspend on turn 5.
No, neither do I. I think this one is, maybe a D+.
I think D+. It might have a home in black-red if you're going to try and do some steal and sack.
But then again, expensive.
Agreed. Yeah.
All right. We have got Iron Hoofball, a 6-drop. This thing is a 5/4 with trample and haste, so not bad. And you can channel it away to give target creature +3/+1 and trample until the end of the turn. What do you think about this for a late game beat stick?
How do you like a Gorklan Rampager?
I don't mind a Gorklan Rampager.
Right, that card has seen modern play.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this is great. Right, we've played instant 1 and a red +3/+1 and trample before, right? Isn't that brute strength? Wasn't that like one of the better combat tricks in Kaltime?
Oh yeah, that's a fair point.
Right, and this turns into a 5/4 trample haste in the late game.
That's a beating.
So yeah, assuming your red decks want to go to 6 mana, and some of them may not, some of them may only have 15 lands in them. Even then, it's still just brute strength.
Yeah, it's strong.
I dig this. The fact that that's only 2 mana on the channel. Is it crazy to call this C+?
Ooh, yeah, I don't think that's crazy at all. I can get to C+ with you. I think the fact that it's a good late game beat stick and it also gives you options in the early game, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that brute strength has been a good combat trick already just makes this, looks real good to me.
Hell yeah. All right. Why don't you see us out of red with the last card.
Explosive Singularity. 8 red mythic rare sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature tapped this way. Explosive Singularity deals 10 damage to any target. Whoa.
I'm going to be afraid of this card against my mono red opponent because they will have got me down to 8 or something.
Yeah.
And they got all their creatures that can't attack anymore because I built up my board. And now we play the waiting game.
Yeah.
Am I going to get domed for 10 by them tapping 4 mana and 6 creatures?
So I guess now's the big question. Is it good?
That is the big question. In Limited, I don't know about this one. Maybe you dome your opponent after you got a bit of an aggressive beatdown in the early game.
Yeah.
You just win.
Yeah.
But a lot of times this is a 10 mana spell.
If you've got 5 creatures, this is pretty bonkers. But if you've got 5 creatures, you're probably doing okay.
Yeah. And there's probably better cards to put in your deck than a mythic rare 10 mana sorcery.
Agreed. Yeah. The moments when this gets fired off in Limited are going to be incredible. But I think it's going to rot in your hand most of the time.
Due to the sheer sort of like uncertainty of this card, I want to just like slide it right in the middle at C. In that I have no idea. Maybe you could just win games with it. Other times it just sits in your hand doing absolutely nothing. What do you think?
I think I lean C. I lean C minus. I think, but
C minus.
I'm open to experience on this one.
Well, do get in the comment section if you disagree with us.
Yeah,
but yeah, C minus for the big old crazy red card.
Bonkers. All right, that's it for red. Last one is up next. Green. There will be a clickable link on the screen now. It'll be in a player list. You've made it this far. Don't go anywhere.
And if you want to see a Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft from us the moment the set is live, all you need to do is remember what to call a werewolf on YouTube.
So like and subscribe.